Hello and welcome to week 2 of CNET66. Let's take a look at what's going on this week. So if you log into the course, of course go to the modules, minimize that. So now we're in week 2. This week we're going to look at cryptography and endpoint vulnerabilities, attacks, and defenses. So remember, every week there's a discussion where your initial response is due by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And then once you do your initial response, reply to 2 other students and exchange information about their post. So just respond to something they said, give them more detail, ask questions, whatever, just to engage your fellow classmates. All right? And then, of course, week 2 also, you have, we're going to look at chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5 in the textbook, which, remember, the textbook is on MindTap, and you can get to MindTap by clicking on any of these links. So, for example, you want to go read chapter 3, just click on the link here. It'll say load it in a new window. And you have to have a paid subscription to MindTap. The 5-day trial ended. So you're going to have to go buy that and get into the information. Okay, so this will load the textbook. So this is where you can go read chapter 3, right? So you can just read it like any online text. Here's the objectives, right? In this module, you're going to define cryptography, describe hash, symmetric, and asymmetric cryptographic algorithms, list the various ways in which cryptography is used, explain different cryptographic limitations and attacks. So go through and make sure you read chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5. All right? And then there's a video here for with information on ciphers. Here are some PowerPoints from chapter 3, just kind of hitting the highlights of the text that you read. Here's some flashcards. And I would encourage you to really spend some time in these flashcards because they're really going to help you when you take the Security Plus exam. Okay, so this will just go through and load these flashcards. And it says, what is steganography? Well, when you read, you're going to see that this is where you hide the existence of data within another type of file, such as an image file. Okay? What's an algorithm? That's the set of procedures based on a mathematical formula used to encrypt and decrypt data. An algorithm is also called a cipher. All right, so you can go through and look at all of these flashcards. And I would encourage you to take advantage of all the material in MindTap. All right, and then finally for chapter 3, we have 3 simulations. So here's simulation 3.1. So you're going to load that, and it's using OpenVPN. So you can go through and perform these simulations. Now remember, you can attempt these as many times as you want until you get the grade you want. So I'm going to start this assignment. This is using OpenPuff. Now we're going to hit start. It goes here. OpenPuff has been downloaded and saved in the downloads folder. Navigate to downloads and uncompress, expand it. So if we come into the downloads, we're going to extract all. And then once that's there, then we're going to go ahead and do the install. It should be right there. And you just go all the way through the simulation, and you'll do that for chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5, right? Now, one thing, and I'll mention this in an announcement that's coming up about some of the graded material. But if you go into the grade book and you notice that there's stuff that hasn't, that maybe you did in the mind tap, but it doesn't show up in the grade book, you can go, don't worry, don't let that bother you. It will show up. What I have to do sometimes is go in and do a manual sync, but normally they run the mind tap syncs with our Mount Sax Canvas once every couple days or so many hours, like every 48 hours or so, and then that will synchronize it. So don't worry about if you don't see something right away, you just did it on mind tap, it doesn't show up in Canvas, give it a couple hours, maybe a day or so, and that will show up. By the time we get to the end of the course, I will make sure everything is synchronized, so you'll be good to go on those. All right? Let me know if you have any questions on what's going on this week. I've had students in the past that have requested, hey, Professor Miller, can you show us how to do simulation 3-2? And I will make a video. If you want me to show you how to do one of these labs, let me know and I'll record it and I'll show you step by step how to do that. All right? So that's it for this week, and I will see you online. I'll interact with you on the discussions. I'll send you emails. I'll send you messages. You know, I'll do regular and substantive interactions with you as in every way I can. And when you look at your graded feedback for the discussions, you'll notice the rubric that I use will give you information regarding why you might have missed points for whatever's, if you didn't get the full 10 out of 10 on the discussions. The biggest reason is you either missed the first deadline, which is Wednesday at 11:59 p.m., or you didn't meet the 2 responses deadline. Okay? All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.